Apparently, the Lakers are an even bigger mess than we thought. ESPN spoke to a number of people in the organization, and they said Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka berated employees. One team official said about Magic, quote, he comes off to the fan base with the big love and the big smile, but he's a fearmonger. And Magic and Pelinka also ignored the other basketball people in the front office when making moves. And LeBron's agency, Clutch Sports, led by Rich Paul, became a powerful influence on the team. One agent said, quote, coaches know Rich is trying to get them fired, and players know Rich is trying to get them traded. It's a lot of stuff there. And it was a lot to read through. Chris Broussard is still with us, but Skip, I am going to start with you on this. What was your takeaway? Because there was a lot here.
Long story with 3 big flashpoints. Again, number 1, according to about 24 former and current staffers, Magic was a tyrant of a boss, and Magic did a very poor job in assembling last year's Lakers. Point number 2, Rich Paul is basically trying to run the Lakers according to the story. And point number 3, Linda Rambis, quote unquote, controls and manipulates Jeannie Buss, who is supposed to be the ultimate final say of the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, back to Magic Johnson. If you remember the night he so abruptly quit before that game at Staples, he suddenly started defending himself about something that we couldn't quite understand, right? We had heard a long rumored story by ESPN was in the works, and by then he had been asked about this story, and that night he said this: never disrespected nobody, never did anything bad. Now, am I tough? Hell yeah, I am. You work for me, I'm demanding. That's who I am. But at the same time, I'm fair. I'm going to defend Magic on this count. I know Magic. Listen, if you watched his career, he was a cold-blooded killer on the court. I know he's got the greatest smile in the history of sports, and I know he can be great with the media. But just if you watched, you saw. That guy that ran Showtime's Lakers with an iron fist, that's how he ran the Lakers in the front office.
That's probably how he run his other businesses.
I've worked for guys like this. I've worked for women like this. It's tough, but the strong survive.
A lot of times they're very good, too.
A lot of times they're very good, and a lot of people were left by the wayside. You know, a lot had to quit, a lot just couldn't take it. Maybe that made the organization better. Then we're back to what happened with the Lakers last year. There's one of the assistant coaches quoting is saying, we all had the same reaction that the basketball world did. What the F are we doing? Not only are we not getting shooting, which they obviously needed last year, but we're also getting every basket case left on the market.
I was laughing. Skip, I read that. I was
okay, is that not true?
That's what everybody thought. It was like, what in the world are they doing?
Well, again, it was Magic's idea, I guess. Was Pelinka involved a little bit?
I think LeBron had something to do with it.
Okay, well, we went back and forth.
It was at least run by him. And he was like,
he signed off on this because the whole thrust was we want playmakers, right?
Sure.
Well, they got some playmakers. They're kind of basket case playmakers, but it was a bad idea, okay? So was Magic a great GM? He was not. And we've detailed all the bad moves that he made. Now back to Rich Paul. Is there anything shocking here that he tried to take over and that he made the culture bad, according to the story, that the coaches felt like he was trying to get the whole staff fired? I'm good with that. I think that was going on. And the players thought that he was trying to get a bunch of the young players run out of there in favor of bringing Anthony Davis in. Well, any revelation there? You got me.
Right. I mean, the only assets that we got to trade to get Anthony Davis is y'all guys.
Okay.
We can't trade LeBron because we want someone to come join LeBron. So you're it.
Okay, so this is not new either, but the shadow owner of the Lakers is the wife of Kurt Rambis, Linda Rambis, who was like a big sister to Jeannie, and she was growing up through the organization. And now, if she is in fact sort of quasi in charge, that should be horrifying to any potential free agent who wants to come to LA. What is going on upstairs? Where does the buck stop? Who has final say? Linda Rambis? Does that mean Kurt has it? Phil Jackson have it? I don't know, but it's not a good look.
Kurt sitting in on coaching meetings at times. I mean, I'm with you, Skip. I mean, this kind of confirmed a lot of what we surmised just from watching what was going on. Yeah, Magic, look, the one, they mentioned him berating, and I know Magic well and have been around him a lot. It's hard for me to see him mistreating people. Now, like you said, he was tough and demanding as a player. I'm sure he could be that way as a boss. The one example they gave was that he reprimanded a woman for she messed up a car service for a draft pick.
Yep. Okay.
And he said, if you make another mistake, you're gonna get fired. He said, I don't make mistakes. I don't. It's been a while since I've been yelled at by a boss, but I got yelled at. I remember vividly as an intern being yelled at. And like you said, that's the workplace at times. Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta, and obviously as an athlete, I mean, so sometimes that you have demanding bosses. Pelinka, you left him out. That was the interesting thing. I mean, the damning thing about what they said about Pelinka was that he's viewed as a serial liar. And that is true. I have talked to, this narrative that nobody likes Pelinka in the league. I have talked to a few people in the league that do like him and deal with him.
Okay. Are they liars too?
But most people, I have to admit, have said, they don't trust him. And even people some people that like him do say it's almost pathological. Like lying about things you don't even need to, just like a small thing. Like, what's the advantage in lying about that? And he told a story, they said, where he said that Kobe had dinner with Heath Ledger, but the timeline for his dinner with Heath Ledger.
The reason he wanted to is because Heath had immersed himself in the role for The Dark Knight.
Right.
Well, he had died 6 months before The Dark Knight even came out. So
so he said he had lunch with or dinner with a dead person. So that's caught. I mean, redhead, right?
And stories.
And then you
Kobe.
mentioned,
why does Kobe need to play up having dinner with anybody? He Kobe.
Like, why right? Heath Ledger should be telling that story. God bless him, had he been alive. But Rich Paul, and that's the quote about Rich Paul was from an agent, right? That's a competing agent. Now, I get it. If I'm another agent, if you're Rich Paul's standpoint, that's what you want to do as an agent. You want to get as much influence as you can. Other players looking at Rich are like, he got the juice. Like, maybe I do, because this is a cutthroat game with agents. Now, I can see how other agents, though, would hate that. It's like reporters. If a reporter has some special access to Magic or Pelinka that I don't have, I'm going to be upset if I'm trying to compete with them. So I can see how other agents, this is where it could bite the Lakers. If other agents say, in the influence they have on their free agents, they try to direct them away from the Lakers because I'm afraid if they get in that organization, Rich could end up stealing them from me. Pelinka, the hurt could be, how can you trust him? If an agent's he already has a lot of enemies, as we said, especially among other agents. If other agents are gonna say, how can you trust this guy to not trade you, to, do anything he says he's gonna do? So that ultimately, that's where this could potentially harm them in free agency, is if, that's where the dysfunction could hurt.
I think it gets down to this, Skip. Look, I think there's respect and fear with any job. I think there has to be a healthy level of respect, but you need to fear that your boss has control, and if you're not doing your job, you're going to lose that job. I never had a problem. I've been very fortunate that as I got older and I became a better player, I didn't have a problem being corrected. Correct me, just don't curse me. If I mess up, just tell me what I did that was wrong, and then I'll fix it. I'll do my absolute best to fix it. Magic got upset with Rob. Skip, I believe Magic told Jeannie, I got other projects. I'm not going to be here on a daily basis. Jeannie said, okay, Magic. Then all of a sudden, Magic, it's like me. I take this job. Well, Skip, I'm in. But I'm only going to work Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
You're out.
That all of a sudden.
Sounds great.
That all of a sudden, Skip, like, whoa, where were you two? I said, Skip, I told the bosses. Magic was upset that he told it. Not that he told the truth. With these young players, Skip, my grandfather used to come home and says, when I come back, somebody needs to clean this house. What did he mean? He didn't mean him. That somebody was us. If somebody's going to get traded, who them young guys think going to get traded? LeBron ain't. The only guy that's untradeable is LeBron. The only someone that the people want are the young talent. The Kuzmas, the Ingrams, the Lonzos, the Josh Hart. Don't get upset with that, guys. You're not to the level yet that you have a say in where if you want to be traded. Skip, this is bad. It's worse than we thought, actually. Now, we thought some of the things that the talent didn't make sense, or you bringing playmakers in instead of shooters. We all surmised that because it didn't make sense considering we had watched LeBron the previous 15 years and he excelled with shooters, not playmakers. He had basically Kyrie really wasn't a playmaker, but for Kyrie,
right.
all the other guys were shooters. D Wade was a playmaker. So but I'm looking at this. Rob Pelinka is low hanging fruit also. Yeah, he's a liar. But it's easy to shift all the blame. No, Magic, you got to Magic, you got to wear some of this.
I agree with that.
Hey, Magic, you trying to isolate. Oh, this is all Rob. Okay. No, bro.
Well, and to your point, Magic, this was just going around on social media that we know on the other network that Magic had said, I told Jeannie that I wasn't, I got other business, I'm not going to be around. But the day he was hired, or right around when he was hired, Magic and Jeannie were on one of the Lakers talk shows, and Magic said, I'm walking away from my other businesses and giving 150% to the Lakers. So he kind of got caught.
Right.
So I don't know if he actually did tell Jeannie, I'm not going to be here.
And what happened was he said, well, I wanted to do this, and then when I came back, this Magic. If you don't get to leave for months on end and then come back and say, well, I want to fire Luke, now they're going to make you run it through some other people because Magic was being away, Skip, and coming back and wanting total control like he had never left. And Jeannie was like, no, that's not how it's going to be. You need to talk to, well, I thought I had control. You did if you were here on a daily basis. And that wasn't the case. But Magic bears some responsibility, some culpability in this. He's trying to push this off on Rob, where everything that's going wrong with Rob, with the Lakers, is Rob's fault. I got LeBron. No. LeBron was coming here.
He picked you.
Yeah, LeBron was coming this way, and you just happened to pick him up. He was hitchhiking. LeBron was coming this way anyway.
So many layers to this. We could have gone through every certain part, but either way, they're going to have to start to turn the page and make some changes if they want to get anyone here.
We want AD.
Chris, thank you for joining us. Thank you for adding that in every single time we finish up a Lakers conversation. Is Klay Thompson the best two-way player in the finals? We will discuss that next.